Okay, sorry. That needs to be perfect for the podcast.
That needs to be perfect for the podcast.
Only perfection on this podcast. So, it's been recording. Hare Krishna, and welcome back to the B.L.I.S.S podcast episode. Almost the second episode within the episode there. This is episode 18, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, pretty sure this is the 18th episode. So, I'm Maitreya Rishidasa, your host, here with His Grace, Purja Prabhu, the founder of the Bhaktivedanta Lives and Sound Society. Please introduce yourself, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, my name is Purjit.
Really good. So what were we talking about in the last one? Corona. The ever-present issue of Corona. Let us know in the comment section how you're being affected by the coronavirus, how you're dealing with it now, and in your country of residence, how it's affecting everyone. It's kind of like a varied degree of severity in each country. Here in Spain, I think it's like the third. Is it the third, Prabhu?
Something like that. Very, very,
It's very like
serious.
Very serious. People are really like. It's very contagious. So people in Spain is how do you say? The most people are infected in Spain and the US, and also the second country is maybe Italy. Okay. So yeah, we're locked down here in the temple, and so we also apologize in light of this knowledge, in this understanding that we're not so present on the internet because due to the lockdown we can't actually leave, legally speaking, to go on the Wi-Fi. So we apologize for any kind of a little bit of inactiveness online, or if we're not getting back to personal messages. That's just because of the situation due to Corona. We have no Wi-Fi here in the temple, so and that's due to Purja Prabhu's harsh strictness on the Wi-Fi rules.
Yes.
Oh, that's the wrong way around. Okay. Hopefully none of that audio is messed up. The recorder was the wrong way around. Sorry for that. So, in the last podcast, we were talking about coronavirus. And in this podcast, we're going to be talking about paper money, the gold standard, why paper money is useless, and how it's a big cheating system. So before we get into the juice of the podcast, I'd like to thank all of the supporters and donators who have been helping out the Bhaktivedanta Lives and Sound Society so much. So now I have the names correct. Rebecca Ogama, thank you so much for being our first Patreon. Jai, a special sound effect just for Rebecca. Thank you so much, Rebecca, for your support, becoming a Patreon member. Very much appreciated. She was entitled to a free ebook. She chose the Proof of the Vedas, a very nice ebook compiled by Purja Prabhu. You want to strengthen your faith and preach Krishna consciousness very nicely with this strong point why we accept Vedic authority.
You can also let us know, Rebecca, how you like the book, if you liked it or if you threw it away, or...
She can't throw it away because it's an ebook. She's eternally got that book in her collection.
Okay, so you can delete it from her computer?
Right, okay, yeah. Well, wishful thinking. But let us know how you like the book. And if anyone else also reads the... there's also some ebooks on the website, no? That people can download. So you can go to the website, expandthebliss.com, and you can go and download some ebooks we have there already and let us know what you think. Maybe we should put a review section on the website. That'd be kind of a cool idea, and people can put their reviews. Or you just put your review in the comment section of this video.
We also have a review section on our Facebook page, so if you like our podcast or anything, please drop us a review. That help us with the circulation.
Okay. Or if you just like to be sociable, send it to us on the messenger or however you like to talk to us, and then we'll put it somewhere else, more public.
Or if you want to criticize, that is more welcome. That is more welcome.
Variety is the mother of enjoyment. Challenge or criticize, please.
Those who criticize me is my real friend. Those who flatter me, they're my enemies, because my ego will be, Expand the ego. Instead of expanding the bliss, it will be expand the ego.
Expandtheego.com. So, so paper money. Oh, sorry, more donors also. Peter Kirchner. Thank you very much, Peter Kirchner, for your kind donation. I believe that was sent on a GoFundMe. All the Patreon and GoFundMe links will be in the description of this video.
Did you put the links on the previous podcast?
Well, this is a question for another. This is not really on topic, Prabhu, so we're just going to move on.
Punishment!
Yeah. Okay. Well, this time. All the links will be on the previous videos. And this will be the last time that I say that same thing. So, thank you also to Tina Highland and Tessa Ang for your continued support. Sorry. I keep on spacing out and putting the mic far away from my mouth. I apologize for any audio malfunctions here. Yeah, literally spaced out the mic. So, thank you everyone for your continued support on all of our platforms. So just a little update on the social media. I'm sure if you follow the podcast, you've heard this quite a few times already. But for those of you who are new, you can get in touch with us on any of our social medias. Instagram at Expand the Bliss. Facebook at Bhaktivedanta Lives in Sound Society. You can support us on Patreon. You can support us on GoFundMe. You can check out our website, Expand the Bliss. You can go on either of our 2 YouTube channels, Expand the Bliss and Kick on the Face.
But we're not gonna be there because it's Corona. Thank you very much.
But we have so much content there, you can check it out. But yeah, unfortunately, you won't get any fresh stuff.
Well, I mean, if they send a message, we can see that.
Right.
The problem is the internet speed is very low.
Yeah.
We basically go to the McDonald's there, the closed McDonald's. We sit there in the closed McDonald's and we hook up on the hi-fi there, very secretly.
Yeah, we hide from the cops and hook up on the struggling Wi-Fi's, the McDonald's Wi-Fi. So it's a bit of a destitute situation there for our Wi-Fi usage.
Just to upload this podcast, we're risking getting arrested.
Yeah.
Please be appreciated.
it's a $30,000 fine for being caught here in Spain during the curfew. So this podcast is actually a 30,000 euro podcast. It's worth that much, but we're giving it for free. Just see.
And if they see that we're uploading any Hare Krishna material, then on top of it, another 30,000.
Yeah, arrest and 60,000 fine for being Hare Krishnas. So, okay, enough. Let's get into the juice of the podcast. We've got some music. The gong. I think the gong is seeing some overuse. Maybe we have a different sound effect. It's a little different. Okay. the quad gong. That was that was experimental. So, to be honest, I don't really know too much about the gold standard or any of these things. Maybe you could enlighten me. What is the gold standard? What is this paper money deal about? I'm in the dark, economically speaking.
But before we talk about this, we have a nice message from our friend Bjorn, the future Prime Minister of Norway. He had a dream about Krishna, and I thought that maybe we could read it. It's very nice. He shared his dream with us on Facebook, which tells you that if you share something with us like this, very nice, we'll read it on the podcast, so don't hesitate. Okay, this is what Bjorn writes. I dreamt about Krishna last night, the whole night, for hours. For hours he was dreaming. We're on a beach playing and swimming. We're a small group of people. Our activity and happiness attracted other people on the beach as well. They asked us, who is the blue boy? So we started telling them about Krishna. You were there too, meaning myself, Purajit. Krishna was talking directly to all of us. We're all friends and everything was completely normal. It was so real, more real than texting you right now. It was more in a dream, but it is difficult to hold on to. I have meditated on this whole morning, trying to keep most of it in my memory, but it was so much. My strongest impression that I am left with is that Krishna was just like an ordinary young boy that wanted to play with his friends. Perfect, of course, but nobody paid any attention to the fact that he is God. All the service and activity came naturally. Everyone was just themselves. Everyone in the group just wanted to play volleyball the best they could, to wrestle in the sand the best they could, to bring the best food we could find, and to sit under the palm tree and tell stories and to listen to Krishna. I remember one girl came up to us on the beach, this is still in the dream, and asked us, what is going on? Who are you guys? And who is that blue boy? I told her that it was Krishna, and he is God. I told her many other things too, and she seemed confused. We were patient with her and told her more, and after a while she started to understand. Many other things happened too, but I cannot recall all the details. So, very nice.
Really, that was really a nectar. Isn't it Srila Rupa Goswami who says this, has this, where is this shloka that don't go to that boy on the bank of the Yamuna because he'll steal you away or something like that. Do you remember this shloka, Prabhu?
If you're still attached to society, love and friendship, don't go to see the boy playing on the bank of Yamuna, playing food. Don't go. And don't listen to his song because you will forget all these society, friendship and love. So that is Krishna.
Yeah, Macintyre Prabhu, he has a nice song that he made actually. There's something about the blue boy I was thinking about also when I was listening to the story. The blue boy on the bank of the river, the beach, you could say like that.
Yeah, don't go to see a blue boy. Yeah, Macintyre made a song. Yeah, you can find it on YouTube.
YouTube and SoundCloud, no?
And SoundCloud, yeah. Very nice. Yeah, so Bjorn, thank you so much for sharing. This is very nice, very nice. Ultimately, yeah, this is what it is. Krishna is, of course, he's not an ordinary boy, but in the higher realms of Krishna consciousness, the devotees, they interact with him as though he was an ordinary boy. There's only love, even such strong love that one becomes forgetful of God's supreme position in order to exchange what is called a rasa or a mellow. So yeah, it's very nice.
I like the if you can scroll up. I like the portion where Bjorn Prabhu was saying that they were all several portions, but the first thing that he mentioned there was that everyone was attracted to the happiness. And that's a cool section because that's actually like what's happening when the Hare Krishnas, they go out and preach or do Harinam or book distribution. People are actually attracted to Krishna, which the devotees bring to the Sankirtan through everything. People are reminded of Krishna by the holy name, by the books, by the attire. So Krishna is actually there and people are attracted to Krishna on the street. It's very nice. Description there.
Yes.
And also this other section where Prabhu mentioned that everyone was themselves. Everyone was just playing with Krishna as themselves. That's also very nice. So our natural activity is to serve Krishna, just play with him. That's very nice. Very nectar. Thank you, Bjorn Prabhu.
Thank you so much.
So now, what is paper money? And what is, what's the other thing? The gold standard. What is this, Prabhu? I'm really ignorant about this.
So Bjorn Prabhu also, he is very much interested in this particular topic. I think he will like this podcast. If you're listening, Bjorn, please let us know in the comments any of your realizations. Very much appreciated. People should know about this. They should be informed. In the beginning, it seems like a very complicated topic, and you tend to think that, well, what is the need of talking about this? It's such a big thing, it is impossible to change, or we don't understand how things are working, don't disturb my mind. This is the natural tendency we tend to have when we hear about this topic. But I highly recommend that people at least give a little bit oral reception to this topic, just a little bit, tiny, a little sparklet of attention, because it is important. It is important how we actually see the society and the government and the world around us, and also relationships with people. I recently read this book. It's on the database by a devotee called Daneshwara Prabhu. Daneshwara, if you know him. He wrote this book. It's called Lessons.
Of spiritual.
Well, let me get this right, so I don't say some nonsense. If you don't know what is a database, it's a program with all Prabhupada's books and lectures and everything. You can download it from krishnapath.org. It's a little bit complicated to download, but if you follow the instructions there on the website, it's a software basically, and there are many books by devotees also, and some of them are, I don't know, some of them are weird, but some of them are really interesting. It's called Lessons in Spiritual Economics from the Bhagavad Gita, Part 1. You can find it in the Books by ISKCON Devotees section. And there he basically explains how the economics work today, how the history, the history of how the system had been developed over the last few hundred years, and how basically it's very much nonsense. This whole economic system we're working on now, we're working with now, is nonsensical, and it's basically affecting the whole society in a very negative way, and how we can change it, and how we can develop economics that is not based on exploitation, but based on natural cooperation. You see, you can have exploitative system, like a dictatorship, right? And then you can have also a system where people are cooperating together, just like in our Krishna consciousness movement. We're cooperating because every devotee in this movement understands that Krishna is the supreme objective, not that I am the objective of service, but Krishna. So we're all serving Krishna, and just like if you have many circles with the same center, they never clash. You can draw unlimited number of circles of different sizes, they never clash. But if the center is different, then there will be clashing of the circles. So actually the whole society can be arranged in a similar way, based on cooperation. We're cooperating with one another, acknowledging that everyone is a part and parcel of God. All living entities are part and parcels of God. They're all my brothers and sisters. And if I acknowledge this, if instead of trying to exploit the others, then it actually creates incentive to the system. It will not be the other way around. Nobody will lose. We only gain. If there's cooperation between others based on Krishna consciousness, then everyone benefits. And so we're going to explain how this is going on. I have a few quotes here saved off, especially one conversation with Srila Prabhupada where he explains. Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to hear that conversation now?
Unless you have some question.
I don't have too much a question, but yeah, I like this point about the point of the circle, one point, and then none of the other circles will conflict. because yeah, that's why Krishna consciousness is the perfect solution to everything in the material world. It's not that we are spiritualists and we neglect anything material, that we just renounce the whole world, like the Mayavadis. They renounce everything and go live in some some ashram and just chant and perform austerities, and they don't help anyone and they don't really do anything for the whole world. They're kind of like parasitical, but and that's like a misconception that we have, that we also are labeled with being parasitical, but it's actually not the case.
Yeah, the Mayavadis can also have a nice YouTube channel to show you how they're free from everything.
Right. Except for the, obligation to their subscribers. So, yeah, we're not parasitical. We actually provide, practical solutions to everything that you're having. Like this Prabhu, Daneshwara Prabhu, is nicely displaying that we don't even neglect such a complicated material affair as economics. You can also look at that through the spiritual perspective and make it perfect, make it purposeful also. The spiritual, the Krishna consciousness makes everything material purposeful because we use it for the service of Krishna. So this is, yeah. So we're going to read this conversation by Srila Prabhupada. Okay, Jai.
You going to help me out, Prabhu?
Okay, yeah. Do you want me, shall I read or shall you read, or how is it?
We read together.
Okay. As a family. So, how will we do? Can you tell me where do I find such a conversation? Yeah, see? I can read from the just see. The temple has so many nice facilities. Okay. Do we have music also to play?
Just to notify the listeners, this is a conversation between Srila Prabhupada and his various disciples. So my Prabhu is going to read the different devotees, and I'm going to read Srila Prabhupada's voice. Okay. Not Srila Prabhupada's voice, but what Prabhupada says.
Okay. So, Jai, the classic music. So, Prajapati, a devotee, says, actually, I was concerned this morning about inflation. The government and the newspapers, they say the biggest problem today is inflation. From our Krishna conscious standpoint, how can we cure this problem of inflation?
Srila Prabhupada says, it is very simple. Don't accept paper currency. It must be gold or some metal worth. Just like $1, it must be worth $1 metal. Then it is solved. But they want to cheat how it can be solved. Because if I pay you $1, I must pay you value for $1. But it is the cheating process going on. I pay you $1, a piece of paper. That's all. So you accept cheating and I also cheat. Government allows. So how the problem can be solved? It is cheating. But the government allows it. It is a law. And you accept, I accept, then how can it be solved? Solution. This is the solution.
In the economy itself, there isn't actually enough money that's even in the banks.
Srila Prabhupada, that is cheating. Therefore I say cheating. I have no money. I give you simply paper. I promise you pay $100. What is the use of that promise if I have no money? But you want to be cheated, I cheat you, that's all. You're satisfied of being cheated by me, so I take the advantage and I cheat you. I give you a paper, that's all.
Real money is gold and silver?
Any. It must be value. According to the market price, it must be value, whatever it may be. Gold is taken because gold is the most valuable metal. A small piece of gold, it can carry $200. But if I give you iron, then you have to bring another, what is called bus, to carry it. Prabhupada laughs. So therefore gold standard is accepted everywhere. There's a standard price of gold, so when I pay you money, it must be carry the value in gold, that's all. Then there is no inflation. The people want to be cheated and people cheat, that's all.
In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Prabhupada, you say that Kali became gold standardized.
Eh?
In the Srimad Bhagavatam, in the purport.
That is another point. That one has gold, he can purchase these 4 kinds of sinful activities: meat eating, gambling, intoxication, illicit sex. If you have money, you can get illicit sex from big quarters, is it not?
Yes.
Yes. The sinful activities have increased because the world has produced too much wealth. Because they can purchase sinful activities, and that is being increased by inflation. False money I have got, and with that false money I can purchase all this illicit sex, wine, intoxication. Because it is just like nowadays, bank is giving you a card, American card. What is that?
Charge card. Bank Americard.
So you simply show the card, you get your goods. So to exchange, it has become very cheap. So cheaply you can purchase. Therefore, cheaply you can purchase sinful things also. The people are becoming sinful. The modern economy is engage people in hard working to produce, and by artificial cheating, secure the goods, commodities. This is modern economy. So worker is getting $3,000 per month, but he's getting paper. But he's thinking that I'm getting money. He's giving his labor and things are being produced. This is the policy. Cheat him. Without giving money, give him paper and get his labor and produce goods. This is modern economy, is it not?
Yes.
A laborer, a worker is given high salary, high wages. So what is he getting? It is paper. And he's very enthusiastic to give his labor. So production is more. And when you go to purchase the products, then you have to pay again. Whatever you have earned, you have to pay everything, pay to the bank or pay to the man. Simply cheating process is going on. There is no solution. People are cheaters. They have been taught how to cheat. Everyone has got a cheating propensity. That is conditioned life. 4 defects: to commit mistake, to become illusion, to cheat, and imperfectness of the senses. So cheating propensity everyone has got. So that cheating propensity is being encouraged more and more. Instead of minimizing it or stop it, it is being encouraged.
So unless they become Krishna conscious, then there is no solution.
No, hara bhaktasya kutamahad guna. There cannot be any good quality in human society unless he accepts Krishna consciousness. This dog is thinking that we may not cheat him. From the back, we may not attack him. Just see, therefore he's stopping.
He doesn't know that you are the ever well-wisher, Prabhupada.
So, you are going to carry the message to the government?
Yes, Srila Prabhupada, we're working on a...
That issue metal coin and the problem will be solved. But they will not take your advice.
Very timely music to the ending of the conversation. Oh, okay. This is part of our platform. To even run for political office, we need solutions to the problems to offer as a platform. We will draw up various bills ready for legislation, show them that we are serious.
So how you present it? The cheating process is going on. Unless you become God conscious, the cheating process will not stop. So there is no solution.
So therefore, we introduce bill into the schools to introduce God consciousness to all the children there.
Yes, God consciousness. Then everyone will be honest and everything will be adjusted. Everyone can understand this is pure cheating. I give you $100, a piece of paper, that's all, and you accept it. You want to be cheated. You thought that I have got now daily $100, so let me work very hard. He does not consider that I'm not getting $100. I'm getting a piece of paper. So people have no brain to understand even. This is not $100. Give me cash $100. Then everything solution will be. There will be no inflation. Because I know that paying you a piece of paper, I can cheat you. Therefore, I'm printing notes to cheat so many people. Therefore, inflation. But when there will be no possibility to cheat you, then there will be no inflation. Here I have got the opportunity because I know that pushing forward a piece of paper, I can cheat so many people. So there must be inflation. Is it not? This is not psychological. If I know that I can cheat you by this instrument, so why shall I not increase that? That is inflation. What do you think, Karandar?
That's the basic principle, yes.
Yes, I am cheating you and people are accepting my cheating.
The government actually started the whole thing. They instituted paper money. And they instituted it because it is a cheating process. But everyone is participating, so it is just going on and on. That is the real cause of inflation.
Yes, that's it. They're getting encouragement in their cheating business.
They won't let you have any gold.
Now they have made law that you cannot store gold?
Yes. That's been since 1933.
Just see.
Americans cannot own gold, store gold. Pretty soon they are going to pass up the same law for silver.
Just see, even they cannot have ornaments.
Well, you can have ornaments, jewelry.
So by law, they're cheating. So how can you stop?
Now they have introduced a law that even the penny, which is the smallest denomination, it is to be used out of copper. So now they are going to make it out of aluminium because copper is too expensive.
Just see.
It will be worth less than a penny when it is made out of aluminium.
Why not cement? Haha, because by law everything will be acceptable. Make it cement.
Srila Prabhupada, what can we do to curb down these rascals?
Chant Hare Krishna.
That will curb them down.
Yes, they will be purified. The more you chant Hare Krishna, they will be purified. All problems are there on account of misunderstanding. What we are distributing, we are simply moving misunderstanding and bringing them to knowledge. This is our propaganda. So, Mr. Theologian, is this suggestion appealing to you?
It seems all right for ordinary dealings, Srila Prabhupada, having this money for the what's going on, but for the large-scale transactions, it might be very difficult.
Huh?
And as the practical basis, transactions of thousands and thousands of dollars would be...
That will be good for the people, because large-scale transaction is there. Therefore, the capitalists hoarding. Capitalists hoarding. Goods are there. Everything is there. You pay black price, you get it. Then when somebody's hoarding, he is not giving to the market. So if the large-scale industry and trade becomes stopped, that is good for people.
Does that mean the same amount of gold is there?
No, larger scale. Suppose if you want to store, say, 1,000 kilos or 1,000 bags of rice, so you have to pay me gold, but you have no such gold. Therefore, large-scale industry will be stopped. Just see.
And the price of rice would go very low.
Yes, then you get actual price and actual value. Goods are there, any part of the world. There is enough commodity. But these rascals, they're hoarding and they're not giving it the right time. So people are suffering.
Yes, they buy now. They buy the goods before they are even grown from the commodity markets.
Yes, because they can pay in this paper. The bank will advance.
They don't even have the paper.
So as soon as you have to introduce this metal coins value, the whole cheating scheme will fail. This is from the Morning Walk, December 31st, 1973, Los Angeles. You can find this conversation on the database.
So, yeah, that was an interesting point. One thing I was thinking about when I was listening to this conversation was that people, because the amount of gold, okay, some people might say there's not enough gold for everyone. You know, I might work very hard, for example, for a long time in a job, but then I won't be paid enough because there's not enough resources. Mm-hmm. But that's because people have a misconception of where the resources should be placed. Yeah. They think that the aim of life is to own lots of cars and big houses and have lots and lots of extravagant sense gratification. But they have a misconception that actually that life is made for simple living, spiritual cultivation, and actually you don't need much.
People in Africa, China, and so on, they suffer.
Right.
Right? They don't even have drinking water. Makanchuk Prabhu told me that in Brazil now, because of this coronavirus, they don't even have drinking water in hospitals. So, yeah, you enjoy, but the rest of the world, they don't have the basic necessities because of this economy. So there's karma because of this. You can't just enjoy and make others suffer and, there's no reaction. There's a reaction. You will take birth in your next life in these countries and suffer like them.
Right. I mean, even just on this particular point, there's consequences.
Are you recording?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's how do you say? There's suffering now, and it's not that people don't face the consequences of that even now. Even if there's karma, immediate karma, that people have it on their consciousness, and as a result of their actions, the whole world is actually going to hell because of this inflation cheating process like Prabhupada described.
Yes, so they just print money. The government prints false money. And just like, there was this like a false, like they would make what is it, counterfeit money?
Counterfeit
money. Right? So that's illegal if you print, on Photoshop.
Right.
You make money immediately, you're arrested.
Right.
But that's what they do. They have they just don't call it counterfeit because they have the possession of the original printing press where they print the real money. They know how to print it. But that's what they're doing. Counterfeit money that is has no value, and they inject it into the system, and then you have to work, and they pay you with this false money.
They arrest you because you're a competitor cheater. You're cheating, you're taking their cheating business from them.
Yeah, you participate in this cheating business. So Prabhupada says the gold coins should be introduced. That no cheating. There's you have the gold and it's very clear. So yeah, and the same thing with these credit cards and cashless society and the chips in the vaccine or whatever. It's all just a ploy how to go on cheating like this. And
why are they cheating?
Well, Prabhupada explains because now the simple activities have become very easily available thanks to this exploitative system, right? You have lots of money, and not just simple activities, but they go to China, right? And they pay the working force, and it's very cheap, right? So people don't have to work in the West, right? They can chill on the welfare. And people in China and India, they have to work hard, and sometimes they die.
Right.
It's just exploitation, And if you say that, well, that's I don't care, that's too bad, they're not competitive enough. It's not true. It's a big cheating, exploitation, and people will have to pay for this in the West, the Western people, and there will be a reaction for that.
What's a little difficult to understand is that something I personally don't understand, I'm a little bullheaded, is that there's the money, the paper money, and that has value. Now, it might have value because of the gold, but we see that it has value. Like you go to a store, and you can only go to that. Like even if you were to go to a store and give them gold, they wouldn't accept the gold as payment. They accept the paper money. Mm-hmm. So, why does the money lose the value? Like you said, for example, you have $100, right? You can buy right now if you were to go to Mercadona. For example, this is a grocery store here in Spain. If you were to go to Mercadona, you would be able to buy $100 worth of groceries there in Mercadona. So why does the value of that $100 drop for whatever reason? Exactly, because they've accepted that $100 buys these things, and they take a little piece of paper in exchange for these things, right? So, and they won't even accept the gold. So why we can't just keep on using paper money? We get what we want, we get what we need with the paper. So why is it valueless ultimately?
Well, that's not the point. The point is that, well, I tell you, for example, during the Second World War, there was this crisis. Before the war, actually, there was this world crisis. So the money lost value because there were no goods. There was no food. The commodities were not available. So that's where the money loses value. So, for example, now we know that China is producing pretty much, 90%. I don't have the exact numbers, but a lot of stuff. We're depending on China a lot. So if they have this virus there, and they stop producing, the whole world is going to collapse unless they again, introduce production in the Western countries. But their people are already accustomed not to work, right? They are chilling. They're going here and there on an airplane. They're on Facebook, chilling the whole time. Nobody's working. They're just exploiting the other countries. So if the other country, something happens there, Even in the Varnashram system, where you have Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, and Shudras, in a Krishna conscious Vedic system, the Shudras, who are supposed to be the workers, the workers, the higher classes, they take care of them. They take care of the workers because they understand the workers are as important as any of these other classes. It's not an exploitative system. So the Kshatriyas, the rulers, the kings, the Vedic kings would make sure that the Shudras would have sufficient food, sufficient clothing, and living quarters. This was the responsibility of the government. Not that, like Prabhupada says, that they pay you, and then with that you have to pay for the food that you produce yourself. Right? So the government would give free. Why should you pay for the food that you have produced? This is complete cheating. Right? So coming back to your question, if the commodities run out, if, for example, if there's no rain, right? The nature decides. This is also, like they say, it's a conspiracy, the virus, but they say that it's natural, right? Virus. So somehow or other, even if it's made up, this coronavirus, it is natural that you get the disease, right? It's by the laws of nature, you get the disease. So if that happens, then you have no commodities because you have to work. If no one is working, you have no food, you have no clothes, you have no... So then money loses all value. You see, this is where it all crashes. This is where the cheating is exposed. You see, so you can only exploit to a certain extent. Ultimately, nature is under the guidance of Krishna. Nature is gonna make adjustment. So many billions of animals are being killed, right? So that also has an impact on the environment. The soil is polluted, the water is polluted, and so on and so on. So when you run out of the basic necessities, then Prabhupada says, will you eat your money? Your money has no value. You see? So it only has value so far your karma is good. When your karma becomes bad, then the money has no value. And then that is pandemonium. Just like you see now, we can have a little taste of how people are, panicking.
So an interesting point that you mentioned there was the Vanishing System, and how this system is kind of like the perfection of economics. Maybe you could elaborate more on why this Vanishing System, is it essential? Like, does the Hare Krishna movement seek to set up the Vanishing System?
Yeah, because it's the only system that can work for everyone. It is not exploitative. So people are very much fond of this idea of democracy and equality. And right, nobody wants to exploit unless he's a complete nonsense.
Well, generally the Western mentality is kind of like a competitive mentality, right? That's why we have the, what is that system? Not communism, but capitalism. So there is a competitive atmosphere in the Western countries.
That's true, but also the ideals of equality are also in the Western world there.
Of course, yeah.
Equality, ethics, equal opportunity, compassion, social feeling. So nobody wants to be seen as an exploitator. It's just not cool, right? People, even the politicians, they say, yeah, we want equal opportunity for everyone. America is a good example of this equal opportunity. So if they really want to follow these ideals, they want to follow them up to perfection, then the Varnashram system is a wonderful arrangement based on the Vedas, based on Krishna's instruction. It's not man-made system. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Chaturvanyam maya system gunakarma vibhagasha, that all these different castes, what is understood as caste system in India, there's a perversion of this wonderful system, Varnashram. When we say a caste, it means a class of people who have a particular propensity to do a particular work. And these castes, in a higher class, you can do it. If you educate yourself, you can elevate yourself to a higher class. It's not fixed that I'm born in a Shudra family, worker family, and I cannot become a professor. No, it's not fixed. Krishna says, Guna Karma Vibhagasa is based on guna, means quality, and your karma, your work. If you engaged in a particular work, just like Prabhupada, he created brahmanas, devotees in the Western countries. So they were all born in Shudra families, but because devotees, they educated themselves on these principles, and they started working as brahmanas, opening temples, worshipping the deities, enlightening people, teaching them Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. They classify as brahmanas. So if this system is introduced, then there's no exploitation. The Shudras are being taken care of by the government. The Vaishyas, the businessmen, are producing food and taking care of cows, so everyone has enough food. Not that you have to purchase the basic necessity food. Why you have to purchase? This is slavery. If you have to purchase food and you have no money, then you die. What kind of system is this? You know, the food should be free, just like in our temple. If you come, then we give you prasadam free of charge. Of course, some, temples they charge, this should not be done. But the devotees, they should distribute prasadam free, Krishna food free. And then there are the administrators, the kshatriyas. They manage, they supervise that everyone is doing his duty properly, not that some cheating. And there's some mafia, immediately they kill. Not that playing around with mafia. Immediately he must kill. Kshatriya must be taught how to kill. It is important. Killing must be there. If you do not kill as the government officer, then the culprits, the mafia, the criminals, they will be killing. So there must be a punishment. Of course, the kshatriya should not kill without, like a dictator, without any discrimination. For that, there are the brahmanas who guide the politicians. Not that the politicians get absolute power and they become intoxicated with power. There are the brahmanas who are voluntarily in a poverty-stricken condition, and they perform tapasya, they perform self-control, so they cannot be corrupted. The brahmanas, they never do anything for money. That is the qualification of a brahmana. He will never accept any salary. He depends on Krishna, and he studies the Vedas, and he gives impartial, neutral guidance based on the Vedas. So the Kshatriyas, they respect the Brahmanas, because if everything is going on according to the Brahminical guidance, then Krishna also assists such society, and the Mother Nature supplies profound resources. So this is a wonderful system. And the beginning of the system is to create a class of people, the Brahminical class. They're considered to be the head. So this is our Krishna consciousness movement. We are looking for intellectually oriented people who are finding difficulty to blend with this exploitative system. Those who are ready to study this Krishna consciousness philosophy seriously, not superficially. What is in it for me? What can I get out of this? No. Someone who wants to seriously understand this philosophy and then guides all others how to work cooperatively in our society on this planet, this wonderful planet.
Yeah, the Varnashram system is like a really amazing system that it has built-in checks and balances based on people's natural propensities. Like, it is based on natural propensities, right? The Brahmana, the Kshatriya, the Vaishya, the Sudra. These are all natural, am I wrong in saying?
Yeah.
People have these natural things and then they're trained up according to those natural things. So, yeah, it's like a natural, it's not an artificial imposition, just like Krishna consciousness isn't an artificial imposition on the minds. The system isn't artificial, so therefore it works without any flaw.
Yeah, nowadays people have difficulty. They go to the psychologists and, life coaches and so on. They ask, I don't know what is my propensity. I don't know what am I supposed to do in life. I don't know who I am. So the Brahmanas, they guide people to find their propensity in life. Not that my parents, they're very ambitious. They want a lawyer. They want a son who is a lawyer. And they push, you got to study law. No, I don't want, mommy. No, you have to. I'll pay for your this and that. And then he gets the diploma and he's completely sick of his life. He's doing a lawyer. He's earning lots of money. But then at one point he just jumps out of the window and commits suicide. Or something else. You can see people are dissatisfied. Although they have money, they have good jobs. Like the Western people, for example, right? They have all the money and everything is wonderful. But the number of suicides is more than in Bangladesh. Bangladesh is considered to be, they made a research, the most happy country in the world. The most poverty-stricken and the most happy. Just see. So, the Brahman is also a guide. Just like if you come to our temple, right, and by associating with devotees, you slowly become real. You become real. The devotee association is honest. It's not based on some competition that you have to pretend that you're this or that and so on and so on. We're chanting Hare Krishna and we slowly trying to become honest and real as in our relationships. You don't have to pretend I'm such and such. You don't have to impress anyone. Everyone is serving Krishna. Everyone is trying to impress Krishna and try to become the real self. So by doing this, you realize your true propensities. Actually, I don't want to be a lawyer. I want to be a musician. Okay, take a Madanka and chant Hare Krishna. Madanga. Yeah.
Okay, well that nicely ties in to what we said at the start of the podcast, Bjorn Prabhu, on the beach with Krishna, that everyone is serving Krishna, and they were just themselves. When you start to serve Krishna, you actually feel more and more like yourself. You feel original. And like you don't have to pretend anymore. You just feel happy and satisfied. Atmarama. Okay, very nice. Anything else you'd like to add, Prabhu, to this particular topic? Okay, very cool. Okay, so I think that just about does it for this episode of the Bliss Podcast. Thank you all for listening to this particular episode, and we'll be back next week with yet another episode. I think it's time to roll that very, very uplifting tune that we have here stored. Hare Krishna. Thank you for listening. Jai Srila Prabhupada.